What's up, YouTube? So, I'm sitting here thinking and wanted to let you know the power of one word can change a person's life. And what I'm referring to is the job that I worked at. I made a mistake. All right, it was not intentional. It was a mistake. I accelerated. I didn't accelerate it super hard, but I was driving an ATV. It was a Polaris turbo, and we're removing it from the back lot to the front lot. And I came off the driveway, the cement driveway. I looked left. There was a car safely down the road. But I chose to accelerate and not have to stop. So I accelerated. Not even half throttle, a little less than half throttle. And it accelerated. It was, it's a high performance machine. It accelerated, one tire got in the dirt, threw a little bit of rock, and then it chirped when it hit it went from cement to dirt, or from cement to gravel to asphalt. And it chirped a little. And, okay, I did it. It was a mistake. I didn't do it intentionally. I wasn't out there going, oh yeah, I'm going to race this car. Ring! Off I go. And it was a mistake. And, the manager saw it, and as soon as I saw his face, so we talked. Went to him immediately because he said, hey, don't do that again. That was a little too hard. And I said, hey, that was a mistake. And he says, all right, just don't do it again, or else we'll have to reprimand you, a verbal warning. If it happens again, it could result in a fire. Okay, fine. I went to work. I worked my ass off for that company. And, this happened like 3 days after I started. I started on the 13th of August. I think it happened like 3 days after I was there. I don't know. That was back in August. Any airs, August 30th on a Friday, I work my butt off. I get 3 people to come in and want to sell. By the way, the very first day I was there, I had a person come in, bought a $35,000 machine. A week later, I sold a machine, because they were busy. I took it upon myself to go and help this gentleman because he was on his way out. Sold a machine. I had several positive comments from people that I worked with on talking to them and selling. I had several people lined up for this job. And they decided to, I guess the boss came back. They looked at it on the video, which they never showed me because they said they were too busy. And he said, hey, man, we're going to have to let you go. I guess you made a vehicle swerve, and that's just, that can't happen. So we're just going to have to terminate you. And I'm like, I didn't make a vehicle swerve. I looked in the rearview mirror. That vehicle didn't swerve. And if he did go around me, it's because he had enough room, and it's a passing lane, and he went around me. He didn't swerve because I was in his way. But they said, hey, we're going to have to let you go. And I said, all right, fine. So I filed for unemployment, though, because I needed a check. And they decided to say it was reckless driving. And they got a witness to sign a statement saying that I made a vehicle swerve. And I asked them to see the video again. And they said, no, we're going to stand behind the manager. We're not going to micromanage this. And so I said, I was sitting there thinking, I stood there and I watched several of their drivers, especially the guy that's been there the longest. I won't name any names in case they see this. But he's been there the longest. Good guy, salesman. But he got into one of the vehicles he was selling, was in a hurry, floored that son of a bitch from the beginning of the lot all the way down. Come on. That's excessive driving too. I went down there and I took a video of them doing the every morning routine. And you know what? They did the exact same thing I did, if not worse. The manager drove the golf cart in the wrong direction of traffic, made a vehicle put its brakes on because they were on the wrong side of the road. That's reckless endangerment also. But you know what? He's still working there, and I guarantee you he didn't get reprimanded for that either. But then the owner jumps on the phone, and she said that I made a cloud of dust just roll everywhere, and rocks flew everywhere. Not once did the manager say that when he first reprimanded me. He didn't say anything about a cloud of dust. He didn't say anything about rocks being thrown at her. He just said, hey, that can't happen. It just, the story grew. It went from a fish this big to a fish really big. And so they put reckless driving in there so they didn't have to pay unemployment. And I'm just telling you, if you call on a person an amazing person, but then you change amazing to stupid, changes everything. One word changes somebody's life. It really can. So I just want everybody out there to really think about what you say and how you say it. During the court case, because I appealed the decision, and the referee kept saying the first incident. And she kept saying, okay, during the first incident, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, we told them there was only one incident. And she kept saying the first incident. And I says, okay, the first incident, this is what happened. And because I said that, yep, she says, well, you said this is the first incident. I says, you keep referring it as the first incident. We've already told you there's one incident, only one incident. There was never two. I was brought into the office. I was told that I made a car swerve and that I was fired. I wasn't told about a second incident. I wasn't told about anything. I was just told a week later or a week and a half later that they reviewed the tape. I supposedly made a car swerve. That was in danger and I was being fired. Was never told about a second incident. So because I agreed with how she was saying it, and I explained to her, you keep referring to it as the first incident. So I'm saying the first incident. That is the first and only incident. You just really got to watch what you say in this world, because people don't allow you to have a mistake. So, prayers, everybody out there. Things are looking up. I got a couple more months going until I get my disability, and hope to God I can get my back surgery and then I can get off of disability. I really don't want to be on disability, but man, I hurt so much. It's crazy. Maybe I'll do a video about putting my tank in my truck, or some fishing videos. Let me know what you guys want to see, and leave some comments. I love you guys. Prayers for everybody, and remember, one word can change somebody's life forever.